Okay. Today we're going to be solving proportions, which means they're going to give you like a fact, and then they're going to ask you a question based on that fact. Okay, so the first one, we're going to start with examples. And this is when you're going to use unit rates in this first example. So they say, six oranges cost $2.34. And then they're asking how much, so this is a fact, six oranges are $2.34. How much for 8 oranges? I'm gonna write OR. So we need 8 for a party, not 6. We don't want to get 12, that would be wasteful. We just want 8. So we need to figure out how much that's going to cost based on what we know. So step 1 is going to be to find the unit rate, that unit price. What's the cost per 1 orange? So yeah, we're going to take this fact that they gave us. What goes inside? The money, always, right? The money is always going to go inside. So I have 6 on the outside because 6 oranges is what I get for $2.34. I see hands moving, so that tells me some of you are working through the division, which is great. Bring up that decimal. 6 goes into 23 3 times. When we subtract, we get, you guys working at your own pace? Okay. How many times does 6 go into 54? Even, right? So 39 cents is what? The cost for 1, right? So we have to pay attention to what we're getting. Because we're not finished with the problem, we just found the answer for 1. The question is asking, how much for 8? So what do I do now? Step 2. So step 1, find my unit cost. Step 2, Kira? Multiply by 8. So I'm going to put my 39 cents on the top because there's 2 numbers there. Times 8 on the bottom. Be careful with the decimals. Question, Peter?
I have the answer.
What'd you get?
I got $3.12 for 8 of them.
$3.12 is the answer. How did we do on that? Okay, this is what it looks like as a proportion. It is okay for you to solve it in the 2 steps that we just did. Does everybody understand that?
Yes.
In a proportion, once we've reduced our fact, that means we have 1 orange over 39 cents, right? Is equal to 8 oranges. We're trying to figure out the price, which was missing. So we have this set of equal ratios. And to solve ratios, to solve a proportion with equal ratios, we multiply across. So we would cross multiply the 39 cents and the 8 and get our $3.12. We're going to do more without money so that it's a little bit clearer, but I just want you to see it, how you would build your proportion. Okay? Question?
On the quiz test, do we have to do the cross?
No. You can solve it however you're comfortable. Okay, let's just do basic algebra. And they're gonna set it up for you. You're not gonna have to build it yourself, which is so great. In the beginning, you are gonna be able to build it by yourself. So let's say they have a missing variable. So x over 12 equals 21 over 36. We're gonna solve this 2 times, so I'm gonna write it again underneath. Oops, 21, sorry, 36. One way, just like yesterday, we looked for reducing, right? Remember we used that clue to try to see if they were equal proportions, equal ratios. You can do that same thing if you notice that they share a factor. So 12 can be turned into 36. How? Times 3. So if 12 times 3 is 36, then x times 3 must equal 21. What is x?
7.
X equals 7, which is true. That is correct. The second way to solve is to cross multiply. Many of the numbers that you get are not going to be reducible. You're going to have to be able to cross multiply. And while those numbers are bigger, the math is still simple steps, simple operations. So when I multiply this, it turns into 36x, right? 36 times x, those two go together, is equal to, and then on the other side, I have 12 times 21. Okay? 252? Does anybody agree? Yes, no? Not there yet? Thanks. And then what would we do from here? This should look familiar. What are we going to do? Dom?
You divide by 36 to get x alone, and you have to do it to the 252 side.
Exactly. So now we have an equation that we've been working on all year. We want to get the variable all by itself, so we're going to do the opposite of what we see. So it's 36x. That means times is what's keeping them there. So we're going to divide by 36 to get x all by itself. And because we keep things fair, right? Remember that twin rule, whatever we do to one side, we must do to the other. We're going to do 252 divided by 36 as well. Anybody have a good guess? Gianna? Right on the money. Any questions on that one? Let's practice it.
I have a question real quick. Also on the quiz test, can you do that either way you want?
So there's going to be some that are reducible, and then there's going to be some that are not. So you have to know how to do this.
Yeah.
I will not tell you which way you have to solve it. You can decide. Okay, let's do (16 over 30) is equal to D over 51. (30) cannot go into 51. So we're not going to be able to work backwards to solve for D for this one. So right away we're going to have to do the cross multiplying. So when I build my equation, I'm going to have 16 times 51 together. And then I'm gonna have equals 30 times D. So off to the side, I need to multiply 51 times 16. What do we get? Peter? Yep. I like to have my variable on the left, so I'm just going to switch it. You don't have to do that. You can leave it right where it is. So now I need to get my variable all by itself, right? If I divide my line, I'm trying to figure out what D is. So that means I need to divide by 30. Twin rule on both sides. And I'm left with a D equals, looks like it's going to be a decimal number, which is okay. So 30 goes into 81. 2 times. $216, 7, right?
Yeah.
210. And then we have this 6 left over. What do I do with it? Gianna?
You have to add a decimal and bring down to 0.
How many times does 30 go into 60? What is D?
27.2.
How do we feel about these?
Pretty good.
You guys ready to try one on your whiteboards?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do it.